New Activision Blizzard just told staff that all of its 1,100 quality assurance testers will be converted from contract to full-time and bumped to at least $20 an hour. A big win for QA in the wake of several worker revolts and bludgeoning union strike. Slight clarification on my wording here. 1,100 is the number of temporary contract QA testers that were being converted to full-time, according to Activision Blizzard. There are other testers at the company who are already full-time staff. I think this is a very good thing. I feel like it's obvious that the quality of Blizzard QA has gone down a lot. It has gone down a massive amount. Like, things are not tested properly, they get introduced into the game, and they are fucking garbage. One of the reasons why that happens is because anybody who's a good QA tester isn't going to apply at Blizzard. Having more competitive rates and better salaries is going to attract a higher quality applicant, which is going to in turn make the games better because they will do a better job at testing them. So it's kind of like it's like a cascading effect. $20 an hour in Cali is poverty. I have no idea, but all I'm saying is that it is being increased for a lot of people, and I think that is a good thing. And I'm a QA tester. We find the bugs, and the product managers choose to not fix them. Yeah, there you go. People don't suddenly become better because they pay them better. Just rehire new people for better wages. It's a meet in the middle thing. So, like, you have people that, there are people, by the way, that if you give them more money and you give them better incentives, they will start doing a better job. That's just the way it works. You give them better money, you give them more incentives, you make them feel like they are their time is being respected, etc. And then those people are going to work harder, and they're going to try and do a better job at their work. They made like $12, so it's a huge bump. Yeah, it's a massive bump. And also it makes anybody who is still doing a bad job worried more about their job too, because like now it's like you have to earn it. Like, because there's other people that might come in and take your job too. So yes, you're right, they should rehire people. But also, it's like you pay more and then you rehire people. So like you have to start paying more first before you rehire people. And that's just the way it works. It makes common sense. $12 to $20 is life-changing, doesn't matter where you live. I agree with that. I think anybody could. Absolutely. You pay more whenever than whenever you start expecting more? Yeah. And if they're salaried, working more than 40 hours, it's worth less. It depends on what it is. I'm not an expert in that. I think we'll have to see what the people actually say whenever they're in the situation. You find it weird that never understanding a subject that you're talking about? Never, but I like to listen. Oh, you don't really need to understand it. I think anybody can understand this. It's just common sense. Yeah, it's complete common sense. Wow, if you pay people more money, they'll feel better about their job. If somebody feels better about their job, there's a higher chance for them to work harder and go the extra mile. Also, if you have higher and more competitive salaries, you have the opportunity to have better applicants. It's the same as like if you, in WoW, like for example, if there was a person that said they were going to spend $1,000 on like a raid carry, there would be a lot more guilds that would immediately, and in general better guilds, that would step up and try to do that. But if you say you're going to pay $100, you're not going to get as many guilds. And so the chances are you're not going to have as much of quality. That's all it comes down to. It's sadly not reality. Oh, I think it absolutely is. I think it's reality in a very small scale, and I think that it's also reality in a larger scale as well. Now, are there people that this won't be beneficial for and they won't really care? Absolutely. But I think that logically it's what makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the new WoW expansion a bit. Like, yeah, sure. But like, here's the way I look at the WoW expansions, and this is just like kind of something I felt with WoW in general, is that I don't like how overt the time-wasting mechanisms are in WoW. And I'm just kind of tired of, like whenever a patch comes out and there aren't the quality of life features that the patch should have. In my mind, like, why would I play the game at this point if I'm like literally like if I'm like they're giving you a handicap. They're saying like, okay, well, things are going to take longer. It's going to be more annoying to do this because of this arbitrary time period that we want to milk people's engagement as much as possible. And then we're going to add in this thing later on to try to double dip into it. Like, I just don't really give a fuck about that. I don't want to do that. That's it. All MMOs are time wasting, to be honest, dude. Exactly. And everybody, like, here's the thing. Everybody has a different definition of what they consider a waste of time and what they think is fun and what they don't think is fun. I think with WoW, the reality is that I've done this for 15 years. I've seen this happen over and over and over. I don't have really as much time as I used to just exclusively play the game. I'm trying to play other games at the same time too. And if I feel like there's a feature in the game or something like that that's designed or programmed to waste my time, then I just don't want to do it. And that's about it. And Lost Ark's progression never loses value. Exactly, and I think that's one of the big reasons. I've said this like 50 fucking times, right? That's one of the reasons why I think people are more okay with Lost Arks, like bullshit progression systems, is because they don't immediately lose value in the next patch. You know, it's like one thing to ask somebody to go through a progression system, but it's another thing to ask somebody to go through a progression system that resets every 6 months. Yeah, that's basically it. No one is okay with Lost Ark systems. Well, a lot of people are. That's why a lot of people are playing the game. People have quit the game too, right? And that's just the way it is. But that was what the developers expected too. And I think Lost Ark. The thing is with Lost Ark, I think it will start actually gaining players after a few Legion raids are out. Like, let's say after Volton is out, after you know, the Belshazzar raid. Like, if we had all of the content, here's a good way to look at it, right? If we had all of the content right now that Korea has, I feel like the game would have more players. That's basically what I'm getting at. And they're trying to do it as a tiered release so they can kind of double dip on that and keep the excitement out and everything like that. But that's kind of the way I would see it. People would be overwhelmed. People would be overwhelmed, yes, sure, but they would also have more to do. Is it better to overwhelm people, or is it better to under-deliver and then let people finish every single little thing one at a time? So I think people are already overwhelmed. It's better to... It's probably better to deliver more content, but I'm not really sure. If we had everything, people would complain about pay to win. Yeah, but they already do. They're going to complain about pay to win no matter what. The thing is with like Western audiences is like they are way more negative towards like pay to win stuff, and especially with like the MMO community. That's like the main thing that like games can't be, is being pay to win. So it's going to take a while for like Lost Ark to kind of lose that negative reputation that it definitely created whenever the whole Argos thing came out. I think right now that the game is out and like it's actually like most people that are pay to win gamers have hit pretty much a plateau. They've hit a plateau. They're at, you know, like 1450 plus. Like maybe they can do a few more upgrades, but whenever the new content comes out, they're not going to really be able to do anything special. So basically, like I think right now the pay to win pain point is going to be the highest that it can be. And as soon as more Legion raids get released, as soon as they introduce the honing changes later on, now that more raids are out, I think that you'll see a lot less people worried about that, because those pay-to-win gamers will already be at the ceiling, and it won't really matter to them, because it's going to give everybody else more time to catch up. Now, there's always going to be somebody who's too slow. There's always going to be somebody who can't catch up, etc. However, I don't think you can design the game trying to account for the slowest person. I think you should try to design the game for a content release schedule that mirrors what a half casual, half hardcore player is going to achieve. That's my opinion. And then maybe have like one or two things for like very hardcore players. That's about it. But I think also like having more hell modes and stuff like that is going to be a huge benefit to Lost Ark, because that's something that doesn't really matter with pay to win. And I think as soon as they start adding in accomplishments like that that are interesting, then you'll see people retained in the game because they actually have something to work towards that they can't just overgear. I wish challenge mode dungeons came back to WoW. I mean, like, you kind of have that. It's just inverse with Mythic Plus. I feel like with Mythic Plus, this is one thing I don't like. I don't like games that have infinitely scaling difficulty, because I like being able to beat the game. I like being able to say, I beat the last boss on the hardest difficulty, and that's it. I don't like Mythic Plus because it's like you can never really win. And I would like to see more things that are like, you know, if Mythic Plus capped out at 25 and it had like cool rewards at that level, I'd probably want to go do it. But just because you just do higher and higher and higher keys, it's just boring to me. Wouldn't be great solo dungeons mode? Yeah, I love the solo dungeons. I remember leveling up in Lost Ark. That was one of my favorite things to do. It's booming now, highest player count since forever. Well, I think the reason for that is you see so many other MMOs getting released, and other MMOs get released, people are like, I don't really like this too much, and they're looking for something else instead. And the reason you hate Mythic Plus is the reason a lot of people like Mythic Plus, though. Well, exactly, and like maybe that's not the best option. Like it's not like, oh, the only way that I look at things is the right way. Sometimes it's just, you know, I look at things this way and other people fucking don't. And that's it. It's what I like. And maybe adding leaderboards would be nice for Hell Mode and Lost Ark. Oh, like kill timers? I actually don't think leaderboards would be a good idea. Unless it was just like the amount of time, like the first people that killed the boss. The reason why I don't like the leaderboards and some of that stuff in Lost Ark in this circumstance is because Lost Ark is a cooperative game. And I think that leaderboards are great for games that are mainly solo. And the problem with games that have leaderboards like that are cooperative is that it forces a meta for everybody who's playing the game. So what happens is, like, as soon as the leaderboards show, like you go to Warcraft, let's look at this, Warcraft logs, and you're going to see pretty much everybody here playing about the same kind of stuff. You see a lot of people like Demonology, Destruction Warlocks, etc. And there are just some specs that you just don't really see a lot of. I think also, as soon as you go down to, what's a fight that's a little bit more single target? Yeah, so this is it. So if you look at this, this parse here, you're going to see a bunch of marksmanship hunters. Like, marksman hunters own this fucking fight. So, like, if you're going in and you're survival, or you're going in and you're beast mastery, you're just a moron. You see what I'm saying? And so, why would somebody invite a person that's beast mastery whenever every single parse that's high here is marksman? Skullx is single target. Let's see how Skullx is looking. Skullx. So it sure seems like Warlocks are pretty good, huh? Seems like Warlocks do a whole lot of damage. And every single one of them is pretty much Demonology. So imagine playing Affliction right now. And I think that's kind of what happens, is that these metas come out, and it's like, what it also does is it massively increases the price of these different things. This is the way that I've always looked at parsing and stuff like that, is that why would I invite somebody who's not playing Demonology? You see what I'm saying? Like, why would I invite somebody who's a Warlock who is, like, it's like you're not playing the spec that makes you do more damage. Because, like, why, like, whenever I go into a raid, it's like you join a group of people, and whenever you do that, you put their interests above your own. It's like you become, the individual becomes part of something greater. And whenever you do that, I think that you give up a certain level of autonomy for the group. And I think this is something that's better for everybody. So whenever I would play WoW, I would always play the best spec. I would always play the best way. I would always use the right gear. I would always use the right talents. And I would do this every single time because that's what generated the best outcome for my group. And I expected every single other person in the group to do the exact same thing. And if they didn't, I kicked them out and I got somebody who did. And a lot of people do things this way. And so there are some people that are going to say, oh, it doesn't really matter, let people play what they want for fun. And what I'm saying is that the entire conversation around this topic to begin with is generally unhealthy for the game, and that's why I'm a little bit worried about having leaderboards in the game. I think having leaderboards for certain things is okay, but especially whenever it's like damage output and stuff like that, that's what's going to create people to just like always use these only 4 engravings, and then like the price of those engravings is going to go up so fucking high, and then the price of every other engraving is going to be like 1 gold. So that's why I think it's also bad too, is that it creates a situation where players, there's like less win conditions for an average player. It's already like that, yes, and it will get worse. It's like if you had leaderboards, it will get even worse than that. That's why DPS managers are banned in Final Fantasy XIV. They're not banned, they're just not, they're not promoted, I guess you could say. Yeah, they're just not promoted. They're not something that like Blizzard, or sorry, Square Enix says like, yeah, this is a good thing. We want to have, you know, damage meters in game. You're not supposed to talk about them, and that's it. So create difficulty system that makes sense. Yeah, I think having solo encounters with leaderboards is the best idea, and it do be like that though. WoW Andies and Final Fantasy Andys. Me, who plays every MMO for 2 months and then quits regardless because I just don't hit the same as it used to. Yeah, I think this would make a lot more sense, except for instead of this guy having white or black hair, he would have white hair because he'd be old as shit. Because that is exactly what fucking happens. Yeah, he's got a gray beard. He's like, yeah, they don't make them games the same way they used to, boy. Oh, let me tell you something. It's like you talk to somebody who's 70 fucking years old and they'll tell you about how they used to make Ford cars back in the 50s. Oh man, those were the days. It would run for a long time. And I remember I talked to my dad about this, and my dad used to, he used to do mechanic work too. And that was not true. Let's just say that. That was not fucking true at all. From, my dad's experience being a mechanic. But those days are gone? Yeah. I'm not sure whether to envy you or pity you. I think that, I feel like as long as you're happy with what you're doing, that's the only thing that really matters, right? Like, who cares if you're, if you're envying somebody, you're pitying somebody or anything like that. Like, the only thing that matters is if you're enjoying yourself. And I think going from different game to game is fine, as long as you're having fun. Since we're on the topic of tribalism, Reddit Andies, Twitch chat Andies. Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense because they all type the same thing. YouTube Andies with the little suit on. Yeah, of course, right? There's a lot of people that watch on YouTube too. I actually have more viewers each month on YouTube than I do on Twitch, if you guys can believe that. It's pretty crazy. Honestly, like my YouTube channel, it's like we upload a lot of videos, right? So sometimes we have L videos, like for sure, right? Because they just get buried by the other ones. But primarily, my YouTube does incredibly fucking well, man. Yeah, there's a lot of YouTube Andies, exactly. And discovered through YouTube. Yeah, there you go. YouTube is the biggest platform, exactly. Call it silly, but I got the Asmongold chair today. Best chair I've ever had. We'll throw the links and key terms down below. It's a nice chair. Like, so what I did, like, I might be getting a new chair. Actually, I think I'm probably going to get a new chair soon because some of the padding on the bottom is kind of worn out. But I had this chair for like 5 years and it was totally fucking perfect. And the only thing is, like, up here, I took some of the padding. I literally stabbed the knife in the side of the chair and I pulled some of the foam out because it was pushing my head forward and I didn't like what it was. But yeah, what? Wait, I've always had different. I've had a different chair before. Okay, no, I'm not giving my chair away. Okay, you know it, I know it. Asmongold streams with McConnell. Asmongold streams without McConnell. Well, listen, I heard you. We're gonna do McConnell. McConnell and me are gonna do zombies later on in PUBG. I'm excited. I haven't done zombies in an extremely long time, so it's gonna be fun to see. I think it'll be fucking great, man. And that's it. New MMO seems kind of relevant. Let's see what this is. The next massive MMORPG. Okay, yeah, I'll look at that in a few minutes. And let's go ahead and look at some other stuff first, though. And it is what it is. Andies, anti-Andy Andies. Jesus Christ, guys, stop. This is too much. It's me and Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, the guy with the literal gun. That is true. Yes, that's very, very true. I'm sure some of the people in the chat would have said that Bruce Lee would have been able to dodge the bullet, though. Like, I'm pretty sure the people in chat yesterday mauling about that would have insisted that. Someone forgot which account they were logged in on. What's this here? Oh, that's a, oh god, oh, that's not what he meant to say. Let's say that's not what he meant to say. Like, it is, listen, I mean, it's fun. It's not a big deal. I just think it's funny, right? It's just fucking funny. That's it. Control C, Control V. Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, probably like what I'm assuming, right, is that the community managers manage both. They just manage the Lost Ark social media accounts, and they just fucked up and thought they were on the other one. It's still funny to see, though, to be fair. Yeah, it's definitely still funny to fucking see. That's an L. I work for 2 e-commerce store brands and sometimes made blunders like that. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's the same as, like, you know, if like you have like 2 girlfriends and you call one by the other's name, and like it's a bad time, right? Because like it's a mistake, and yeah, mistakes happen, exactly. And Lost Ark, what's this here? And that's it. No, the thing is, I remember my dad told me that he would only date women with the same name, so whenever he got drunk, he would never say the wrong name. So like he could date multiple women at the same time, and like if he got drunk and he says her name, like he'll never mess it up. You know, saying wrong. Yeah. See, like I never thought of that, but it's pretty smart. Like, it's a game changer. I know. Like, that's a common mistake. Yeah. Let me go down and look at the rest of these two here. Please, Asmon, let me be in your U.S. costume contest. I said, please. Yes, but you didn't say respond, so it's not going to happen. We'll see what happens, okay? I'll probably do a mount off this Sunday. That's what I'm planning on, and we'll see how things go from there. And that's it. Let's see here. The duality of man. Florida 2, Florida 2. I mean, this guy's probably thinking of alligators, and this guy's probably thinking of Florida, man. I think that's the reason. You can't beat the best boys. Runescape Andys. Our memes transcend not just MMO space, but also the video game space. True? Happily grinding 99s. Riot in the streets of Farador at the devs occasionally. I saw that. Probably don't even know about other MMOs. Probably fucking true. Ignorant of new players. Even though bonds, WoW token equivalent exists, the game isn't a mess. I don't know about that. I've never played the game. Exclusively toxic to the other version of the game. Yeah, that's it. They just bully the other people in the game. That's it. It's just like classic WoW in retail. For the most part, devs take an active role in the community and are considered Runescape Andys. I saw that. It was really weird to have the guys from Runescape on and the people from the community like them. Because, like, I was used to, like, in WoW, it's like, oh my god, you're having this guy on? Oh, I fucking hate him. Oh my god, he's the worst. And everybody was, like, pretty much happy about it. Yeah, Runescape Andys are mauling hard today. If you guys want to give me a link to what's going on, I will look at it and cover it. But I just don't know what it is yet. If you have an organ donor card, you drop loot whenever you die. Bring me the heart of Steve from accounting. I would say you don't drop loot, but you're salvageable. Right? It's like kind of like skinning a mob. Or like, you know, like after you... It's like, yeah, it's like skinning a mob. It's a little bit different because you do have to have a profession for, like, you know, making sure that you get the pelt off correctly. But over there, that's about right. Let's see here. Since Asmon likes Berserk, he should read Vagabond too. Fans of one are more frequently fans of the other as well. I would love to, like, the thing is, I started reading a little bit of the Berserk manga book that I got. I've got it downstairs, and I fully intend on reading the whole thing. I like that stuff, and I think it's great. Vagabond is good. I'll look and I'll see what it's like, you know? I think that's really what it comes down to. I'll see it for myself. The gamer condition. Working for 30 minutes, grinding a game for 8 hours just to get a slightly bigger number. True. A great Elden Ring critique video by Joseph Anderson. What's this here? It's an hour and 30 minutes. Oh my god, this isn't a video, this is a movie. Okay, I don't know if we're gonna watch that one today or not. That's like a, you know, it's 10 o'clock at night and I get on my second channel and I just turn it on and that's it. Okay, let's see here. The Earth 2 Shadow Cabal, I saw that already. Since Asmon joined the Real Gamers in Fortnite, might as well look at the best RTS game. I actually have played Bloons already. I downloaded it because I wanted to see what the game was like. You knew this was gonna... Wow, guys, big funny. Oh, there it is. There's the big funny joke from yesterday. Jesus, chat sure is random and clever, aren't they? Wow, guys, how hilarious. This is so fucking good. I can't have notifications on the YouTube channel. Content flagged as child-friendly. Could creators do something about it? I don't know. I'd message CatDany and see what they say. Yeah, super fucking funny, guys. Hilarious. And Elden Ring tier list, Asmongold forgets it every time. Maybe I will do this today. Let me see what this boss is. Oh, this is actually a really great, yeah, this is actually really, really good. Yeah, I probably should do that.